Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review of the third book in the Vets at Hope Green series, which is called Too Close to Home by Sheila Norton. So yeah, I've talked a little bit more about how the book's formulated in my second review, just briefly about it being delivered in 4 parts, and then there will be a full book soon. But yeah, I remember off the top of my head, I believe the third part came out on the 16th of March. And then I think the 4th part might be coming out at the end of March or a little bit afterwards. I can't remember, sorry. This is going to be split into a non-spoiler section as usual, and then a bit more of a spoilery discussion. But I've not got too much to say in terms of spoilers, so I think this is predominantly going to be a non-spoiler review, but I'll let you know when we get to the spoilers, so you're not spoiled, obviously. So Sam, we are back with her again, of course, and she's really settling in nicely into Hope Green after her recent move, and kind of settling into her job. She's just getting used to Joe Bradley's ways and, you know, kind of ignoring him for the better part. However, he is acting a little bit strange around her. This part of the book sort of goes more into detail about their working relationship, and some situations arise, and, you know, it's just the usual slice of life stuff, but there's more drama going on, which is interesting to see in a little village community sort of scenario. So once again, I gave this a 5 stars, and before I go any further, I have received this via the publishers and the author through Netgalley. Again, that doesn't change my opinion at all. I'm 100% honest as usual, but yeah, I just like to let you guys know when I've not bought something and I'm reviewing it. It just sounds fair, you know. So the cliffhanger from book 2 was rounded up really nicely and quite realistically. Again, I keep saying that word, but that's what I'm liking in this series. It just feels so normal, you know. I know a lot of people read books for escapism. To be honest, I do that for a lot of the time too, but it's just nice to see a regular world, you know, in a place that's not too far from you, I suppose, in some aspects, and just people's everyday lives and struggles, perhaps, because it makes you feel normal and it just brings you down to earth a little bit. So yes, I do enjoy the fact that this does feel very realistic. But yeah, although it ended nicely, we still have a lot in store for little Sam, as Nana likes to call her. Sam as a character, every time I read from her perspective, she just becomes ever more endearing. I just enjoy absorbing myself in what she has to say, her daily life struggles, and just, you know, living. You know, I enjoy reading from her perspective because she just seems so down to earth, real, honest, and I love it. In this segment of the series, we see her relationships get even more like intense with the characters surrounding the village, and you get to know even more about people. I know I mentioned this in the second book review, but you know, you do see a progressing level of character development, and that's really good. I really did enjoy where the story was going in terms of the friendship, workship relationship with Joe Bradley. I feel like that took an interesting not turn. They've opened up a lot more with each other. You get to know why Joe Bradley is the way he is, and it's really interesting, and again, it makes you feel a little bit bad about how you may have thought of him previously. I am still really interested in seeing how things play out with the relationships between Sam and Claire and Sam and Bradley, and how that goes down. The last few pages left us with another cliffhanger, but I've got to tell you, Sheila Norton, the author, really knows when to cut and when to stop and reel it in to make you want more, just enough not to annoy you, like, oh for God's sake, another cliffhanger, but no, it's enough to just make you like a bit like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen, I need to know. You know, it's good because the way she writes her characters so far, that I've felt at least, it makes you care about them and you want to know what happens next. So she's really good at the cliffhanger situation. In any other book I'd be like, for God's sake. But yeah, I mean, it was quite a shocking cliffhanger, especially after Sam just went through the embarrassment she did previous to the cliffhanger. It's like, the poor girl can't catch a break, can she? Like, she's running up and down doing all this, and now this happens. So again, I am intrigued to find out what happens in the last part, which is part 4. And yeah, so that's it for this non-spoiler part of the review. I'm just going to go in and talk a bit about some spoilery things that I wanted to mention quickly, so go ahead and exit out if you've not read the book, and I'll speak to you soon. Sam invited her friend Claire, didn't she, down from the city to visit for the weekend, and when Claire arrived, it's like she was a completely different person. She was so inappropriate and so rude to just the village community, like slagging it off, and then just to be rude in the presence of Nana as well while she was a guest in her house. It was beyond me, it really was. I can't believe she actually went to the extent of telling Sam's boss off in front of her and him in such an inappropriate manner, like in front of everyone. It was so uncalled for. And I mean, she didn't even sound like she was saying it in Sam's best interest. It almost felt like she was that bored she just wanted to stir shit up and ruin the peaceful community. I mean, Joe's presence isn't very peaceful in general, but you know what I mean? It's like she wanted to stir shit up and just create a really nasty atmosphere, which is so unfair. I don't know why she felt that way. Honestly, we didn't get too much of her character in London, so I can't truly say if she's changed as a person or not, but from what I've seen of her behaviour in this book, she was so spiteful, and obviously later events happen and you're like, what the hell is happening between the Adam, Claire, Sam situation? Like, what is that? I mean, that situation was just a shock, and when Claire was constantly asking Sam questions about Adam and their relationship when she came down to visit, it was like a little bit annoying. Like, why does she keep asking? She doesn't even know the guy. And that kind of made sense, but like, was she just scoping him out, like scoping her out and stuff and trying to see, oh, what's going on, I've got all the goss? Or like, are they just being vindictive, you know, just to get back at Sam? I don't think she'd care necessarily, because she doesn't really need them in her life, but obviously it's a long-term friendship and a long-term, you know, romantic relationship. She's going to have some feelings. For them to do whatever the hell they're doing behind her back, in front of her back, whatever, it's just really horrible and petty and childish, actually. Like, yeah, as I was saying, I kind of lost my strand of thought, but basically when she was just saying, yeah, I've bumped into him a few times, how are you feeling about him now? It just made it obvious that it was more than a few times. How can you bump into someone so often when you don't really know each other? You know, you're not going to stop and be like, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's just too badly set up in terms of her little white lies or whatever she was doing. I don't even know how the two decided to form some sort of relationship, friendship, whatever the hell was going on, but I need to know what's happening, and I think I'm going to have to wait till the fourth book, obviously. But yeah, that's it for this review. Much shorter than the last one. But yeah, I'm hoping the fourth one is a great book, because I do need it to end on... It doesn't have to end on a high note, but I want it to be a good ending, you know. So that's it for this review. Let me know how you're feeling about the series. Oh, and let me know if you're excited for the fourth part. And I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!